Just collecting some science on the launch pad for a new series I probably won't finish like all of the other ones. What is that? Yes, the beard's gone. Get over it. Hello everyone, Ultimate Steve here, and welcome to the first episode of me trying to fly everywhere in the in the whole black system, the black hole system. Everyone knows it's the mod that adds a black hole. And I figured out there was home switch recently, which was the thing that had kind of prevented me from getting into it. Basically, one of the other things in this mod is that I need to do the science. Hold on. Is that there's all the names of the planets and moons are like reversed, and as you saw there, I cannot pronounce them for my life, so I'll be pronouncing them reversed from how they're written, which is how they. Hold on. I need to put my nav ball over to the left. I know that this is an incredibly divisive thing, like nav ball left versus nav ball right, but I am very much a nav ball left person. So it's certainly been a while, and what happened is university, basically. University took so much out of me, even on the summer, because I was still working on stuff over the summer for university. So basically, yeah, I didn't really have time to continue my various series. I'm still hoping I can do send-offs for the other series at this point. But in the meantime, here's a new series that I probably won't finish like all the other ones. But anyway, so this is science mode. The only mods I have are near future propulsion and near future electrical, and that is purely because the delta V requirements for some of the planets in the system are literally impossible with stock parts in my computer. I know because I have tried a ridiculous delta V mission once, and the practical limit for my machine is somewhere around 140 kilometers per second of delta V, and some of the bodies in this planet pack are so close to the black hole that there is no. Hold on, am I in space yet? How high is space on this world? Yeah, basically they're physically impossible to do with stock parts on my machine. So I have added some late ion engines, late tech tree ion engines, and probably nuclear engines as well to the tech tree. So this is Ephil, or Life, I guess. So our home world is called Life. Very, very reassuring. Is there a world called Death somewhere? Or I suppose that would be... How do you pronounce death backwards? I'm not going to bother trying it because I know I'll get it wrong. Anyway, so we are... Or Life. Okay, Life. What's the description for Life? Although, hold on. I'm in atmosphere high, so I should get this science as well. Observe. I will stare at the goo intently. You are the mystery goo. Log pressure data. That's going to be this thing. That's going to be a log temperature. And I should go EVA as well. I think I'm at a good point to go EVA. Ha! Whee! Accurate. Hold on, does it actually have custom science definitions then? It does. Even this high up, you can still make out the lush forests on Life's surface. So I may be able to actually read them for once, instead of just skipping over them like I usually do. So Life. How high is the atmosphere? How thick is the atmosphere? The gravity is about 0.75. The atmosphere is about 0.75. It's exactly 0.75. And the height is slightly higher than Kerbin. Okay, good to know. So it shouldn't be that much of a problem getting into orbit here. I didn't even intend for this to be an orbital mission. This was supposed to be like a suborbital science gathering mission. But I might even be able to get to high space as well. Now, I still don't know what that big... It's that way for you, but it's the wrong... That big planet over there. I don't know what that's called yet. I'll look at that in a moment. As soon as I get into orbit here. And that is an orbit, but it's not a great orbit. So let me just go ahead and time warp over to the apparatus here. And go prograde a little. And with that, we are successfully in orbit of Life. So, scope for this series. Ideally, I'd like to at least fly by every single world in this planet pack. And I'm not going to zoom into any of them yet, but this is the entire planet pack. So it's going to be a lot. And there's especially a few pretty close to the black hole. Am I on the right side of the planet to see the black hole? Is that the black hole? Like, is it that bright? I would have expected the black hole to be a bit darker from this distance. Well, I mean, or maybe it is a black hole. Oh, there's the black hole. Hi, just hiding behind there. I may not have zoomed out far enough. Yep, I did definitely not zoom far out enough. That is, we are in incredibly high orbit. There's even more of this planet pack than I thought it was, so maybe I'll have to scale that back a bit. I would like to see the black hole up close. Also, I have deleted Kerbal. There is no Kerbal. I did the config option that deletes Kerbal. Kerbal, whatever. The home star. So, okay. High space. I don't know where high space is, but that should be listed under Kerbal Engineer, exactly. Body. High space altitude is 200,000, and we're going to go to 200,000, so that is perfectly okay. So let's go to 200,000. That planet in all of its glory. I wonder what it's called. and I'm gonna only read the info boxes on the planet. Actually, no, I was like a mouse over it or click on it. It's called Athena. Okay. It's Athena backwards. So, Athena. So, life is orbiting Athena. I'm not going to read anything else about Athena until I get there. And I'm going to do high altitude science. Now, to figure out in the darkness which one of these experiments I have not run yet. Because with the goo, it's obvious. But there's no indication. That's one thing I really like about Kerbal 2 so far, is the science system is very much streamlined, and I don't have to figure out which experiment I haven't run, because like one experiment can be run infinite times, and just the data is stored wherever. Like you don't need to do nearly as much science micromanaging in Kerbal 2 as in Kerbal 1. So there's a lot of things I'm in a bit of a weird spot with Kerbal 1 and Kerbal 2 right now. I don't know if you'll ever see Kerbal 2 content on this channel, because it still doesn't run great enough on my machine for me to record at the same time. But basically, that's a good periapsis. Basically, Kerbal 2, enough of the base features. Okay, so Kerbal 2, there's enough missing from it and enough like not working with it that I'll get angry and want to go back to Kerbal 1. But when I go back to Kerbal 1, there's enough missing from it that is present in Kerbal Space Program 2, or vastly improved in Kerbal Space Program 2, that I get angry with Kerbal 1. So I'm just in this weird state of bouncing between both games. Because, like, I know that both games can be so much better, but I know that I'll have to wait for that to be a thing. Okay, so, re-entering back to life here. And that's our fuel gone. Let's parachute. I am definitely not missing the inability to, like, there's some things you can't do while under 4 times physics warp in Kerbal 1. In Kerbal 2, sorry. So I think Kerbal 1 is better in that regard. Anyway, so there's Athena over there. I wonder how many moons Athena has. I suppose that's a good thing to check out next mission. I'm not gonna have the experiment. I suppose I could get Jebediah out and do some service science. I'm not usually that much of a micromanager. That's another thing that Kerbal 2 does great, is that the Kerbin science for Kerbal 2 is so like little compared to like what you could get from going to another planet or even the moon. Like it's a very steep science curve. So unless you like one science short, there's like no reason to do all this like pesky little Kerbin like biome sciencing that people do, or even rolling around the space center. I mean, you can't. I don't even think the space center buildings have different biomes. I wonder why they even did that in Kerbal 1. Like, that seems like a pain to program all those space center building biomes. But anyway, so our first mission, which is called Angar 1, has successfully entered orbit of life. And there's the black hole! Who should I launch into the black hole first? Comment down below, who should I launch into the black hole first? Someone's getting launched into the black hole. Okay, I'm going to take a service sample, though, because those tend to be fairly valuable, and that might be the difference between a decent amount of things. Take service sample. Store... Actually, no, yeah, I'm going to do the whole shebang. Except for the mystery goo, of course. You can't redo the mystery goo. I only have 4 of them. Alright, so that's 167.7 science, and we have 168.9 science here. So what are we going to do with that science? And by the way, this is science mode, not career mode. We're going to tick up the Terrier, obviously, the best engine. We're going to get some opportunities for more science with the Science Junior. And then some quality of life stuff, like obviously I would love radial decouplers. Do I want struts? Do I want aviation? Fins. Good fins are a good thing. I'm not sure there's much I can... Like, of these 3, I think I'd rather have the decent fins and reaction wheel. So now, we are going to fling a Kerbal out into the depths of space and see what moons there are. Alright, so this is the Angar 2, piloted by Valentina Kerman, and we're going to hopefully get to some moons here. Okay, we're in orbit. What do we got here? Targets. We've got an asteroid belt in here. We've got a very, a planet called Enots, or, sorry, a moon called Enots, or Stone. A planet called Stone here. Stone, life. Is this going to be all the elements? O-L-U-E? No, B... okay, blue. Okay. I'm reading backwards as almost as badly as I read forwards to blue. We've got stone, we've got life, we've got blue, and we've got Dale. So, what do we got here? And then, of course, we got Athena in the middle. Stone. Now, which one are we going to go to? We do appear to be on a fairly inclined orbit, so that is going to influence our decisions a little bit. We also do not have solar power, so it's going to be a little bit iffy on the electric charge. So that's probably going to be the limiting factor of this mission, and not fuel, because we have a whole 3.7 kilometers per second. We're probably not going to be landing anywhere, but we may. Just because I kind of want to get close in to Athena. I might try going for stone first. Like let's see. I have no reference for. I know there is a Delta V map, but I'm not going to use it just yet. Uh, and I know there is a Delta V map because I looked at some of the extreme ones and I was like, yep, that needs near future propulsion. So stone, sending node 5.4, and it's going to be approximately this much to capture. That was 1400 plus 600. Yeah, I think I can get there and back on one thing, I guess. Probably, maybe. Let's try and optimize this a bit, just in case. Actually, I have better time warp on. I can just warp to the nodes and get a little bit of a better angle here. So yeah, here's probably going to be a little bit better. It'll allow us to correct the ascending and descending nodes. Possibly on escape? Okay, no, never mind. That's going to have to wait until orbit, because that's not exactly the best spot to do it, actually. That is a pretty tangent orbit. And that could be fine for a flyby. So, yeah, that's good enough. You know, hold on, what am I doing? This still has a bunch of normal components. And it's usually efficient to combine those, but due to the angles, it doesn't quite work out here, I think. Anyway, most of the maneuver node editing is probably going to be cut out after this point, because right now I'm solving new problems, which means it's probably going to stay in. And now I don't know. Do I cut out too much? I don't know exactly what the right ratio of stuff cut out to stuff not cut out is, because like I do find myself liking long form Kerbal series. Like I really recommend Project Beast. It's like 3 people sitting around a computer trying to figure this stuff out. It's pretty funny. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times now. Oh yeah. I do kind of find myself gravitating towards the long form series, especially because like I cannot. But like I do like editing out the silence, because again I'm not very good at filling silence. Although I am getting better. So escape burn. That much. And our periapsis is around stone's height. And we are going to enter the sphere of influence of Athena for the very first time here. That is a beautiful star system. Like, props to the mod devs on this one. Or dev. I don't know how many people made this. I'm just used to saying devs because I played so much Planet Jam. Let's see. Athena. The goo appears to be interested in life. Maybe one day soon this will work. Okay, and brilliant. What genius plan will you come up with next? Good question. I'm glad that you think this plan is genius, because it's very touch and go here. EVA Airport will in space high over Athena. You know, I would sing a song about Planet Athena is blue and there's nothing I can do. Doesn't really flow very well rhythmically. Do I know how to play that one? Is that hold on, is that Space Oddity or Star? That's Space Oddity. I do not know how to play Space Oddity. Oh, by the way, I have new piano stand for Christmas, so I have 2. I can put both of my keyboards on the same spot. I'm not going to play them now for you because it's like actually hold on, I can probably draw it through the computer, but then I won't be able to hear it. But yeah, everyone's asleep right now. I'm home for Christmas. Anyway, so that is. Did I get the crew report? I forget. Did I get the crew report or no? Mission Control denies the crew's request to fly through the rings. We're flying through the rings. We're going to fly through the rings. It was the last thing I do. Are we going to fly through the rings? Or are we just going to go through the moon gap? We're probably going to, due to the way the ascending and descending nodes are positioned, we are probably going to fly through the gap, unfortunately, and not the actual rings. But man, that looks cool. Zoom. It's definitely come a long way since like the days where it was just like one flat thing. It's probably still one flat thing, but it's a cool looking flat thing. Okay, so we're going to go to the descending node and correct our inclination, just in case we have enough fuel to capture this thing. Let's go normal here. When have I been normal? Like ever? Descending node 6.3. That should be within our delta V range. Next stage. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of the Black Hole System. I will be coming into you next episode with a rescue mission. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Ultimate Steve out.